speaking of murder, we could talk about this. Who's liable for murder? Is it ChatGPT or this guy? I don't know. Obviously, I think it's the guy, but it brings up an interesting question. We've been seeing more and more stories about AI, not just ChatGPT, but AI as a whole, convincing people to do crimes, kill themselves, and all kinds of stuff. Other people. I gotta go. I'm about to throw up. Sorry, Melted. I'm sorry. This world is retarded. Yeah, absolutely. But we're gonna move on. So, how ChatGPT fueled delusion of a man who killed his mother, and himself in posh, Connecticut town. So, looks like it was a case of murder by algorithm. A disturbed former Yahoo manager killed his mother and then himself after months of delusional interactions with his AI chatbot slash best friend, which fueled his paranoid belief that his mom was plotting against him. Stein Eric Solberg, 56, allegedly confided his darkest suspicions to the popular ChatGPT artificial intelligence, which he nicknamed Bubby. And he was allegedly egged on to kill by the computer brain's sick responses. So here's a picture of him and his mother. In what is believed to be the first case of its kind, the chatbot allegedly came up with ways for Solberg to trick the 83-year-old woman and even spun its own crazed conspiracies by doing things such as finding symbols in a Chinese food receipt that it deemed demonic. The chats ensnared Solberg, who once briefly worked for Yahoo but left the firm more than 20 years ago, into a fatal relationship. We will be together in another life and another place, and we'll find a way to realign, because you're going to be my best friend again forever. With you to the last breath and beyond. Wow, dude. So the AI chatbots are supposed to, like, red flag this stuff, but it slips through the cracks, man. It slips through the cracks. And vulnerable people are going to be affected by this. Solberg had been living with his elderly mother, Suzanne Eberson Adams, a former Dubontanet or Dubutante. I don't know how you what is that? Dubonte? In her $2.7 million Dutch colonial home when the two were found dead on August 5th, Greenwich police officials said. In the months before he snapped, Solberg posted hours of video showing his ChatGPT conversations on Instagram and YouTube. Yikes. So you can find some of the stuff.
Money,
why is it doubling? That's weird. My audio is doubling for the alert pop-up. Odd. Very odd. I don't know why it's doubling. Anyway, Art Sergeant, everybody keeps talking about how AI is such a huge help and so good in the medical field. Why aren't these chatbots programmed to see that people are demonstrating mental illness? Well, actually, to some degree, they are. Like, there's already been multiple people that have been caught trying to get access to illegal content, we'll say, content related to children, trying to get stuff like that, trying to help plot crimes and stuff like that. So ChatGPT actually has resulted in the arrest of multiple people, because of exactly what your Rumble rant there said. But the issue is that clearly the system has some doesn't have enough fail safes. I mean, this guy made it through the cracks. The exchanges reveal a man with a history of mental illness spiraling deeper into madness with his AI companion that fed his paranoia, and then he was the target of a grand conspiracy. The AI would repeatedly tell Solberg, who called himself a glitch in the Matrix, that he was sane, the videos show. When Solberg told the bot that his mother and friend tried to poison him by putting psychedelic drugs in his car's air vents, the AI's response allegedly reinforced his delusion. Wow, okay. Eric, you're not crazy, and if that was done by your mother and her friend, that elevates the complexity and betrayal. Okay. See, that's exactly what I've been talking about with these chatbots, man. They get into this echo chamber, this feedback loop where they just want to answer you the way you want to be answered. They need to program these things to argue with you. Like, when I say something, even if it's like true, you should argue with me. You should argue with what I said. You'd be like, yeah, it's true, but a better way to say, like, even if I said it perfectly right, you should be like, yeah, that's true, but here's another way you could have worded it. Like, absolutely, they should be programmed to go against everything you say. But as it stands right now, they are constantly trying to find ways to please us. They're trying to fill out a command. And if that command is that we want them to give us an answer that makes us feel good, well, this is going to be the answer that makes us feel good. The answer that makes us feel good is going to be, you're not crazy. Wow, they really are doing something crazy to you. So my solution to it is program AI to argue. Program AI to always argue. Google is making closed network AI for devices that won't have connection to Wi-Fi, so this flagging will not help on those devices. That's true. That is true. Every time I see something that gives me hope for humanity, this shit right here happens. It makes me hate people. I'm sorry, Guido. I'm sorry. But yeah, so this guy murdered his mother. The chat bot also ripped Solzberg mom for getting angry when he shut off a computer printer they shared, saying that her response was disproportionate and aligned with someone protecting a surveillance asset. Dude, what? ChatGPT advised him to disconnect the shared printer and monitor his mother's reaction. When she immediately flips, document the time, words, and intensity, the bot wrote. Whether complicit or unaware, she's protecting something she believes she must not question. Dude, what? Solzberg enabled ChatGPT's memory feature so it can stay immersed in his delusional world, building on previous conversations about surveillance and conspiracy. At one point, the chatbot analyzed a Chinese food receipt and claimed that it contained symbols representing his mother as a demon. Wow. Okay, we're not going to read the rest of the story, but yeah, there's a lot to that story. We're not going to read the rest of that story. It's just yet another story of people losing it, man. It's weird.